Hey guys.
Hello. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Hopefully nothing weird happens during this recording like everything that happened with the Bang recording did.
Yeah, hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so welcome back to Character Snark. Welcome back to BlazBlue Calamity Trigger.
We didn't have a Thanksgiving-themed game.
Yeah, unfortunate, but you know,
I don't
it's
even
just
know
kind
what
of the
that
way
would
it
be.
happens. Turkey Fighter. Okay, but today we're going to do Litchi.
Because our other option is forbidden.
Yeah, our other option is probably going to be the last thing we do ever.
I mean, we have to do them before it gives us
I
Hakumen
know. Who are clearly the empty spaces on the sides.
Yeah.
So we're going to do Litchi. Something of note to mention about Litchi is that Litchi has a very strange property on her particular storyline missions, where typically we do the true story first, and then we do the additionals, which are just the normal missions.
Yeah.
Litchi, unfortunately, in order to complete her true, requires you to get one of her normals and one of, where is he?
Right next to her.
Arakune's normals. So we have to go all the way through an Arakune storyline and go all the way through Litchi's storyline in one of the other...
That's so weird.
Endings. It's super confusing, and she's the only character like that.
It would make sense for some of the others if you had to see certain things first.
Yeah. Some Linhua, apparently.
Okay.
She also has that weird property where one of her storylines is dependent on whether or not she can do an astral heat or a distortion drive on a character.
Oh,
but
those
only
are hard.
one of them is like that.
Okay.
What is it, Linhua?
So, have we met Linhua before?
I think we met Linhua once, and it was in someone else's storyline. It may have been Tao's, and it was literally just a background character who was there for an instant. It might have been Arakune's, actually. I don't remember.
Jeez, Doc.
She's
That
just
person was
a
your last
normal
patient,
person?
you know.
Yeah, she just looks normal.
Like, is she a fighter? Is she...
No, she just looks like some
Is she a
girl.
fighter in later games?
Not that I'm aware of. I think she's literally just some character. I mean, it could, to some extent, be a little bit like the Skullgirls thing, where it's like, oh, they kind of populated the world with a bunch of characters because later on they were thinking maybe some of them would become fighters, but didn't.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know.
She just kind of looks like a person wearing person clothes.
I think she's
It's a little bit costumey, but not very.
I think she might be Litchi's nurse.
Look how, like, normal she's dressed next to Litchi's got, like, that hip window and she's sticking it out.
Yeah. You're going to have to read this, by the way.
My assistant Linhua looked worried. I gave a bitter smile.
I was just thinking about how long it's been since I've come here to Kagutsuchi.
Don't you live in Kagutsuchi?
I am pretty sure she came here to find Arakune.
Oh, yeah, because she probably lives in the laboratory then.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
lives over in Kokanoe land.
Yeah. I didn't even think of
I
that.
think it's actually been a while. And now that you mentioned it, you came to
Why
this
does she
town
have a
because you're looking
panda
for
on her
something,
head?
right? I take it
A live one.
Because she's from the village of people who keep animals on their heads.
Yeah. It's proving
China?
to be a lot harder than I expected.
China, not everybody in China keeps a live animal on their person.
I don't
somewhere.
think anyone does anywhere, but everything about her is just this lady's from China. She's got a panda. She's got, like, them weird
I don't remember everyone
windows.
else.
Look at those windows.
You ever heard that story that the smaller East Asian dogs were bred in China for nobles
For
because they kept
sleeves?
them
Are
in
you gonna go down
sleeves?
again?
Yeah, she has a sleeve panda, but it's on her head instead.
Yeah, it's like a panda beret. It exists. Sorry, a beret. It was actually what I meant, not a beret, but I guess they both actually fit there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say his entire purpose in life is keeping her hair together. Just sits up there and squeezes on her hair.
Is that the fully grown panda, or is it going to become way too big for this in
I
like a
think
month?
that's probably a fully grown, like, teacup panda.
She probably made it in a lab.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I have to read this.
Yeah, gotta go down there.
By down, she means the lower layers of Kagutsuchi.
Maybe I'll try going up for a change.
Yeah, let's look for
Arakune
Arakune
is
in
gonna
the
go.
sky.
I mean, he's gonna eventually end up in the cauldron. So, like, you kind of go up to get there.
Sort of.
By which, of course, I mean the layers above Orient Town, where the librarium officials and the other nobles live. It looks quite different. You almost wouldn't know it's the same city.
In all fairness, I mean, was it an Arakune's storyline or Tao's where they figured out that without going all the way up to the librarium and taking the elevator down, you can just walk from the sewer into the cauldron?
That might be true.
Do you remember that?
It's confusing. It's a real mess of a town.
I mean, that's what they get for building a big layered town, I suppose.
Yeah, they're just building extra buildings on top of the buildings of other
Pretty
people's
much.
buildings. And it's always poor people at the bottom.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate.
It's like, of course that's how they're doing it.
Yeah.
Something's been bothering me lately.
Litchi's probably allowed up there, though, as a scientist. Like, it's probably not some weird, like, I can't go up there because all of the rich people and cops are... It's probably just she didn't think Arakune would bother.
Yeah.
Some NOL soldiers came to Orient Town today to put up new wanted posters. Ragna the Blood Edge. Apparently he's been going around destroying librarian branches, and now he's come here to the 13th hierarchical city of Kagutsuchi. She's really exposition-y.
Yeah.
She didn't get a real proper flashback.
No,
She's
she-
just going straight into this.
I guess we're not allowed to know Litchi's true backstory or something.
I mean, we kind of know it. From what I've heard, Ragna's grimoire is an unprecedented power. I'm sure that he would like to have it.
Oh, so she's just banking on following Ragna and running into
Azure,
Arakune,
Azure,
I
Azure,
guess.
Azure.
But above,
Tasty.
I can't really stand those guys. Everyone up on the higher layers treats the underground people like
Yeah, it's
trash. I
really,
can do without those
really
arrogant
telegraphed how the layered city works.
Yeah.
I can't say that I agree
It's
with what they do.
basically
They treat us below grounders like garbage.
It's basically the opening
Well,
song
if
to
you're
the
going out, Doc, be
oblongs
careful.
in
I
anime
hear there are
mode.
officials from the
I mean, a
library
little
still
bit,
running
yeah.
around. Yeah, I'll be careful. If anything happens,
Does anyone
while I'm out,
remember?
can you call
Is
Dr.
that
Hall
reference
over?
going anywhere? Never mind.
What, the oblongs?
Yeah.
I don't want to take it anywhere.
No, I mean, like, is it something that anyone remembers?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember any quotes,
I don't
so
like 'em
that's as
either.
far as I'm going.
Perverted, too.
So, Dr. Han, who is that?
I don't think
I
we've
don't-
actually seen Dr. Han, but I think this might be the second time he's been mentioned.
It's not good to judge a book
What are
by
the
its
odds
cover.
that she goes and calls on
That's
this guy and
exactly
it's
what the
Tager?
upper layer people do, you know?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Probably
I
not.
know.
I don't think Tager is ever considered a doctor.
I don't think Tager's ever given a name that isn't
Good
Tager.
answer.
Just the Iron
Good when I'm
Tager.
awake.
Also, you could never mistake Tager as being some weird, creepy doctor who's a pervert. Like,
I don't know. There could be a wacky misunderstanding.
I guess.
I wave to Lin Hua and step out of the clinic. As I look around, I can't suppress a small, bitter smile.
They sure posted a lot on our wall too, didn't they?
Is her clinic, like, right next to that noodle place that Ragna is constantly
Yeah,
ditching?
Yes, it is.
The wanted posters cover every wall in sight. Any flat surface has been plastered with his scowling face. I pull one down, fold it up, and tuck it away.
Her clinic, surprise, surprise, is actually in the head of the giant moving dragon demon thing in the background.
Nah.
It's in that fish.
It is the noodle shop.
Yeah.
We're out of
It's
town.
Litchi's
Someone at the
noodles
port
and
probably saw
pills.
Or something.
In a world covered in clouds of seether. Really? Like all over the place?
I guess.
People must use airships to travel from one city to another. This is how it's been since the war.
Thank you for that exposition.
I don't know what it
We've-
means.
We've literally never gotten that piece of information, so that's nice to actually get
Yeah,
for
I
once.
thought the weird dragon monorail thing was just an
intentional?
affectation of, like, just, this is weird tech, it's an anime.
Yeah, I thought it was just, this is cool. I mean, maybe it existed because every time we've seen zoomed out pictures of Kagutsuchi, it's been desert around them, and I was just kind of like, maybe people don't traverse the desert.
Yeah, it
Apparently
could
they're
have
living
been-
in a miasma.
It could have easily just been they drew the city and didn't want to do much outside of it. It could have been anything.
It could have been a number of stuff, yeah.
However, there usually aren't many ships. I doubt a trip to the harbor would be a wasted one.
Let's go, Lao Chu.
That's the name of the
That's the
panda.
name of the panda.
Yeah.
And Litchi answers, "Meh."
I reach for my panda-like hair clip, and as if in response to my signal, it repositions itself, moving my hair to the side.
Panda-like hair clip, but we
She
explicitly
told
find out that
Noel.
he's a panda and other things.
Well, maybe she lied.
But it moves itself.
Let's do our best.
Yeah, and she talks to it. Has a name. Even if someone told me this is wrong, even if I have to sacrifice a part of my humanity, I can't go back.
Until we find him.
Until we find him.
I really wanted the panda to say something.
Yes.
Anyone really
She
listens to
just is like, let's go, Loud Chew. And it's like, yeah, let's go.
Let's go, boss. So her hair is turned into the ponytail instead of the giant bun behind it.
Yeah, so just the panda's in charge of that, I guess.
Nothing. Just out of nowhere, Tao.
Well, to be fair, we already know that they associate with each other.
Like, I'm serious. I think I didn't hit anything. I think she just showed up. Like,
it's just like, I'm here
really
looking
worried.
for Ragna.
I'm worried that I may have hit something, but I
don't know.
I don't think I did.
I don't think
I don't think
did.
there's an option for just skipping story mail. Or
No, it would have just come up and
storylines.
then you would have mashed through a text box.
She said air mail and I said story mail.
Huh?
Tao has a unique stuff for fighting Litchi.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Just hi, booby lady, over and over.
Basically.
It's gonna turn out this was a surprise attack. I
Or
think.
something, I'm sure.
It's just like,
Uh-oh.
she just pounces on her from behind and is like, hello, titties. What are you doing here? Let's have titties and lunch.
Something like that.
Yeah. It's also very possible that, like, the guys making the story mode did Litchi's first for some reason and did a bunch of stuff that they then decided not to do with other characters.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know
I
why
guess that
they'd have
kind of
started
makes
with
sense.
her. But, like, if she's different from the others, that's usually what that means.
Yeah, and from what I'm seeing, looking at her actual story mode, it looks like she has a fuck ton of options, too. Like, they just keep throwing, like, numbered options at her. And Tao doesn't even get a nameplate here.
Huh. Well, she knows who Tao is. They're
Yeah,
going
so
to narrate it.
This was just Tao surprising us, I think.
Only one person I know would attack me in a crowded plaza in broad daylight. Taokaka.
Don't jump on me like that. You
Yeah, it's like,
startled me.
it's obvious she knows who this
Fine.
is.
We had a full
Can't be helped.
fight.
But first, won't you get off of me? You're heavy.
It's just like, boing, hi, surprise, movie lady, and then just gets, like, trapped into an actual combat and gets her shit beaten in.
Basically.
Tao, you need to settle down a little.
She just did a little bounce.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes. Good answer.
If you had just stuck on that,
Now,
do you think she
Tao,
would have kept
you're lucky
bouncing?
it was me,
I
but
don't
you
think
can't
so.
just
No,
jump
no,
on
it
people
only
like
did it the
that,
once.
okay?
Oh, okay.
I didn't press it for a couple of seconds. And
You
it
can't
still didn't do it.
permabounce.
No.
Okay, booby lady. Good
Taokaka,
response.
she has
I
a
appreciate you
name.
raising your hand. But are you sure you understand? You haven't done this to other people, have you, Tao?
No one's titties are good enough.
Oh, I
She only does this to you.
Booby lady, what's that meow?
That's when she noticed the wanted poster tucked between my breasts.
Oh no.
Why do you put things there?
There
It's
are
not
actually
even
a lot
very
of people who
good.
do that.
Oh no, I've seen people in real life like just stick their cell phone in there.
Okay, I'm gonna say straight up as somebody who has worked at a movie theater in the past, that is for some people an acceptable pocket. Like I will tell you right now that working at a movie theater, I've seen people pull all manner of things out of their shirts in that
Are
way.
you saying that people kept pulling tickets out of their boobs?
Tickets, cell phones, sometimes things like jewelry or just wallets, sometimes folded up pieces of paper for if they had a code that they needed to punch in at the register, and candy sometimes.
Don't put
Like-
candy in your boobs.
Some people just use it as a pocket. I'm not even kidding about
Okay,
that.
so now look at what Litchi's wearing. Like, you put something in there, it's just gonna fall out the bottom.
You'd think it would anyway, yeah.
Maybe my boobs aren't big enough to hold things, but it's never occurred to me to do it.
I don't feel like it's a safe idea.
It's not. Like,
Yes, I do.
stuff will just fall out or slip to the side or something.
Yeah.
Or you'll smush a boob, and when you take everything off, one of them's flatter than the other. That probably doesn't happen, but I'd worry.
I don't know what you're talking about, yeah.
I pulled out the poster and handed it to Tao, and she sniffed it because it smelled like tit.
No, don't stop too far.
I don't know why Taokaka even likes it.
Toaster for him.
Okay, so this happens
He is
after
the
she's
guy.
encountered
Found,
him
booby
at the
lady.
noodle place.
Yeah, in one of the many storylines where she encounters him
Yeah.
at the noodle place. I think she might encounter him in every storyline, so I don't know.
Probably not
I
every
don't
single
remember.
one.
I don't remember.
There's times
he
when
came
we
to
have
Orient Town?
Taokaka and Ragna in someone else's storyline and they don't interact. But
Mhm.
if Ragna's doing things, she shows up.
I mean, that's fair.
I fought him like
Yeah.
bam, kaboom, and then he bought me lunch.
This is
So he's
probably
a
the
man, this white
clearest
guy.
intersection of story modes that we've gotten. Now.
Yeah.
Like, usually it's more vague than this.
Yeah. It's weird,
As
though.
always, you have an interesting way with words.
Also, this definitely puts Litchi's story as beginning a little later than most of the others do.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Okay.
Putting the bam and kaboom aside, when she said white guy, she must have been referring to his white hair. I can't believe she's already met him.
I can't believe Ragna's already passed through Orient Town.
Yeah, he's
This
gone.
must
He
be
doesn't
what they
have
mean
money.
When they say the base of a lighthouse is ever dark.
guess.
Is this like can't see the forest for the trees?
Yeah, kind of. It's
right
like,
under your nose?
Yeah, it's like saying it's always there, but you'll always be unsure of it if you're below it, I think. Like, the closer you get to something, the harder it is to find.
I've never heard this.
I don't know either. I've never
I don't
heard it
know.
either.
If Ragna's already in Kagutsuchi, then he's probably preparing to make his move. To
So
blow the place
Thanks,
up.
Tao. It was
you
good
better
seeing you.
run to the wherever.
Sure.
Yeah, she could just sit at the cauldron and wait for our Kune to slither up and try to eat Ragna.
Right? Something like
Yeah.
that.
I'm taking off, so I'll see you around, booby lady.
Taokaka should just hang around.
Yeah, I don't know why
Just form a
Taokaka doesn't
party.
just hang with Litchi more often.
Yeah, it's like, what else
They're
do you have
clearly
to
friends. Like,
do? Like, your time is not
I
being
should go back
spent
to
in better
Orient Town for
ways.
mhm.
What was that? It came from the direction Tao went. What should I do?
That could be
Is it
literally
Bang?
anything.
Did Bang fight Tao? Okay, here's the first option, right?
Mhm.
So, because we have to go for the normal 2
Mhm.
ending before we get the true ending, we're going to have to go for the second option on this one.
Mhm.
So, finding Ragna is my top priority, as opposed to I'm worried I should go take a look.
This suggests to me that totally is our Kune that she's going to be tailing, but you got to do this other thing first so we get information on things to make her ending more contextual?
Something like that, anyway. I should point out that checking on it, all of the endings require you to go with this one. There is no ending that requires the first.
What?
Yeah, I know
Oh.
that sounds weird, but
Okay.
like, I guess it's an auto game over, or it will throw a fight at you that is unnecessary, or something like that.
Huh.
That commotion bothers
Which is
me.
weird.
What the heck? Why
Finding
are there,
Ragna's more
like,
important
dead
right
I
now.
don't
branches
know.
like
It's
that?
really
Finding
weird that there's so many dead ends in the
Yeah.
storyline
Who
for
knows
this
what'll
game. I
happen.
agree.
It's good to be energetic, Tao. But you should
Is she
also know
now,
when to cut
like,
it
less
off.
concerned with, like, using Ragna as bait and more concerned with just not letting Arcuna eat him? Because I thought she wanted him to get into trouble so that she could use him as bait.
I mean, maybe.
Mm.
I don't know.
I'm back in Orient Town. Tao said Ragna brought her some food around here. If I'm lucky, he's still nearby.
Since
It was
he's
like literally
already
next
gone,
door,
I
wasn't
doubt
it?
it.
Like
Yeah.
just straight up.
This is basically just the same
Yeah.
background that they use for any of the stuff for that.
Yeah, basically, like, just, like I said, it's just Litchi's noodles and pills. Like, you go in, you get your ancient ground up rhino horn or whatever she sells, and then, like, you get some ramen or whatever.
Or whatever.
Chinese ramen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I check a few alleys and back streets.
Huh? No way.
What?
Donna.
She's just walking down the street.
He's just here.
I take another look at the wanted poster. He does look a little different, but there's no mistake, it's him. He seems a little different, but he definitely shares the same attributes.
I feel so bad for Ragna, because those fucking wanted posters are awful.
Yeah, they don't really look like him.
Nobody can actually catch him.
Isn't that him?
Oh, God,
okay, but apparently other people are going to notice.
Normies fluttering about us.
I think he is. Though something doesn't feel quite right.
Ragna's just sitting here hearing all of this, like, you guys suck.
I'm sure these voices were like somebody who worked on the game or something who did localization or something.
Idiot, you're just gonna buy yourself some more trouble.
And it's like they shared voices with like Bang's ninja underlings and stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Bang honestly should be right around the corner this whole time too. Like you mentioned it, it's like absolutely. He's like
you think so,
he's hiding in the mouth of that dragon and just like breathing heavy and staring. Not surprising. Most people will do everything they can to avoid coming in contact with a librarian.
Yeah.
Is it because we're on a lower level, so like the nobles are like unapproachable, or is it just people just straight up hate the librarian normal style?
It's probably both of them.
Okay. Either he's incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. A wanted criminal walking down the street in broad daylight. He heads straight for me and keeps on walking past me.
Excuse me.
My tongue is all fumbly
It's
right
fine,
now, by
don't
the way.
worry.
Huh? You call me?
It's this easy to get him.
I'm sorry, what's happening? Huh?
Why does he have like 20 belts? Like, I mean, it's
He's
anime.
got to hold up that one really big sword.
No, I mean the little ones. The little sub-belts, the red ones.
No, they're probably
weird.
there to hold up his sword.
Nah, I think they're attached to his coat. But they're weird looking. I
to
realized we
coat,
had sub-belts and double belts and like arm belts or something. No, he's got arm buckles, but no belts on them.
Nah.
Tons. What was I thinking? Well, I've gotten him to stop. What was I going to do now? Choice?
Yep, so we have 3 choices.
Do all of them go places?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that all of them do, in fact, they all change the endings.
Oh, wow.
Basically.
Okay.
So what we are going to do is we are going to do the third option.
Would you mind stopping by my place?
Yeah, as opposed to, do you think I can ask you a few things? You're a wanted criminal. I can't have you running around. We're going to say, hey, do you want to come back to my place?
Puts her leg out and looks at him over her glasses.
Go ahead and read.
Questions how old he's supposed to be before she does it.
No.
Isn't he supposed to be pretty young? Like, it's hard to tell from the anime style.
Yeah, so this art style makes it really hard to tell. But in the character portrait art, he looks way younger than this.
And Litchi, I mean, she's a doctor. She's got to be at least 25. Probably a little older.
I have no idea.
She's been through school.
I'm betting we could figure it out if we check some of the profile pages or something.
Oh, yeah, like there's probably just, we can search the wiki and it tells us.
So go ahead and...
There he is, right in front of me. Ragna the Blood Edge. I have no idea what to say.
What? You have no business to be in my way.
No, he's leaving. I need to tell him or something bad will happen.
Oh, you look like you did.
There he is.
Look out, it's Bang.
You're talking to. Forgive me for eavesdropping.
Here's our lonely boy.
Hard acting on its own.
Bang Shishigami, the man with the 55-inch nail.
Wait, my home is around here.
Bang Shishigami.
Well, it's a clinic, really.
Never been kissed.
But, would you mind stopping by for a while?
She's really awkward about it.
Yeah, she's not sure how to phrase it right, and she's like, "Oh, this is gonna sound bad no matter what." And Ragna's probably gonna react in the same way.
Yeah. She also might know that Bang is around.
Maybe.
Because it's been a little unclear how much she realizes that he follows her. But, like, she knows him. We know that she knows him.
Miss
Yeah.
Litchi,
Don't tell me you've fallen for
He's
that
thinking what
youngster.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, what is the
I
age
don't know what
difference
you're
here?
after, but
I'm
you
gonna
keep
assume
distance
she's a
from
little
me.
closer in age to Bang. We don't know how old he is, but old enough to be someone's dad?
Yeah, probably, anyway.
Yeah. He's just like, nope.
Yeah, he just shot her down completely.
Bye, old lady.
See ya.
Miss Litchi, that sad expression. Could that man be your loved one? No, this can't
He doesn't know yet in this particular storyline that her tastes are way weirder.
Yeah, she's actually in love with a garbage bag full of bugs and jam.
Please listen to me.
Yeah, so if you're weirded out by her standards now, just you wait.
She's like, wait a minute, who's hiding?
Oh crap! I've been
Like she doesn't already know.
found I can never live up to be a true man of Ikaruga.
Interesting that we're
Call me
getting
a
basically
coward,
just a
but for
second
now,
person's perspective
I
in
must
her story,
withdraw.
though.
Yeah.
Because she can't see him muttering to
Something
himself.
definitely feels wrong. I'm worried about Ragna, but I need to catch that person first.
Oh, she thinks it's Arakune.
Maybe, yeah.
Stop right there!
Either that or she's just like, well, if someone's stalking me, I need to go hit them.
I've caught
Like,
you,
just on
eavesdropper.
principle.
Maybe
Oh,
she
that was
doesn't know
fast.
Bang yet. Like, maybe this is like almost a first encounter or something.
I don't think... Well, he knows her
That's a
name.
misunderstanding, Miss Litchi.
Yeah, but maybe he knows her name and she doesn't know his.
It's true, he is a stalker.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, God.
This is like 3 weeks of making fun of Bang, by the way.
He deserves it,
That is
and
a
it's fun,
misunderstanding
and
as
I
well.
like him. I
am
like
none
that
other than
he's
Bang Shishigami.
bad.
I'm a vigilante
Yeah.
from Ronin Gai.
It's like I almost wish that he
And
would
what was a vigilante
succeed
doing sneaking
just
in
to
the
see how he
shadows?
fucks it up once he has her.
He's not going to succeed. Let's be
Oh
honest.
yeah, no, but if
Picked up a
he
rumor
did
that the great
succeed
Colonel Ragna
in
has
winning
set
her
foot in your
heart,
town, so
what would
I
he
was
do
staking it out,
immediately to
trying
lose it
capture
again?
you.
Other than
Yeah.
not be a garbage bag full of bugs.
Yeah.
A vigilante staking out this town? That makes it even more suspicious. So why
So
did you run?
in Bang's story, where did she meet him first? If this
I
is
don't
her
know.
first meet. So
Here?
weird.
I unconsciously
Yes.
started running because I thought you might hate me if you knew I was eavesdropping.
Okay.
So you were eavesdropping. I'm
Mhm.
handing you over to the NOL, so don't even think about
Police,
resisting.
I'm being stalked.
No, you can't do that. Please calm down, Miss Litchi, and listen to what I have to. Whoa! Watch the stick.
If we chose one of the other options, we would not encounter him at all, or
Yeah,
what?
we would have just completely skipped over Bang.
Okay, so
He would have been there, he would have fled, and then we would have just ignored him.
like we would have like tried to seduce Ragna into our weird shop, and like we wouldn't have done that. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Like we wouldn't have done
that.
that, and he would have continued stalking her at a reasonable pace where she can't hear him breathing.
Probably.
Because she
Probably.
at least until she starts like interacting with Arakune, and then he's like, "Is that her true love? Well, fuck. What do I do with that?"
How do I measure up to that bag of bugs? Okay, so win or lose with this, apparently the ending is always the same.
Okay.
With this one in particular.
Well, I mean, of course you're going to win to Bang.
Yeah, well, I'm
his
gonna try to
existence
anyway.
here, his presence in Litchi's life is largely for the gag. It's not going to go anywhere. At least not yet.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if in later games one of them gets a separate love interest, or they like actually start to interact with each other, or what.
Maybe?
This would be a tiresome gag to keep going on for like 3 or 4 games, I feel.
Yeah,
Because there's
I would
only
agree.
so sad he can be while the plot continues to move.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And if they take Bang out of games just because he's almost a joke character, I'd be sad, but I don't think that's it. I think he's plotty enough that he would stick around.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus, like, I've had to go to the wiki for reference pictures, and, like, it looks like he's in the other games.
Yeah. Oh, well,
You gonna take that from him?
no.
You deserve so much better, girl. Just hit him.
There. I tried to do a
I
grab
don't
part
want
of the
to
way
see
through
your
and he wound
face
up hitting me
inside
pretty
Orient Town
good.
again. If I happen to see you, I'm turning you over to the NOL personally.
Oh, that would probably be real bad. Like, I think we figured he doesn't have, like, any kind of illegal refugee status in this
No, but
city.
he is a refugee from a destroyed city that is kind of the fault of the NOL.
Yeah, he would not like being turned over to the police.
No, he probably wouldn't.
For stalking.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't need to hear your excuses, but I hope you've learned your lesson.
My deepest apologies.
Just go home, Bang.
Indeed.
Yo,
Done
take
something that can lead to
Taokaka
a
with you
misunderstanding,
and get her something to
it is
eat
my
and
fault
just
for
go
not
home.
being able to undo it.
Yeah.
As long as you regret what you did, I can forgive you. The
As
next
long
time
as
you
you're
come by my
miserable,
clinic,
I'm
use the
fine.
front door, okay?
You're forgiving me? You truly are a kind
She probably
soul.
shouldn't have given him that invitation.
Wait, has he been using the back door of her clinic?
I think she just means quit stalking me.
Oh, okay. I guess that
But
makes
like
sense,
the way she
yeah.
phrased it's like, well, you could
Don't
just come
worry
to
about
my
it that
my
much.
clinic and that's fine. And he's gonna
Get
come in
going.
and be like, well, I've got a problem. Doctor, my heart is
I have
broken.
this splinter in my hand.
There were a lot of worse things we could have joked about.
Yeah, well.
But let's just go there.
Yeah.
Don't follow him home.
Yeah.
After I finish warning the stalker, I take a moment to look around. Things here feel quite different from Orient Town.
If I'm not mistaken, this area
Your
is the
dragon is a
Roman
different
district.
color than our dragon.
Unusual
It's super
scene.
different.
But that's
Burns
okay, because we all
descended
live
from
at the
under
same
bridge.
level.
I guess it would.
Oh, okay, so it is a city under the bridge. So that thing we saw at the end of Bangs is totally
Yeah,
this. Although the way he was looking at it, it looked like it didn't have the rest of the city around it. And the city
I don't
looks
know.
pretty tightly packed, usually.
Yeah, it makes me wonder too, because I can't figure out exactly how the geometry of this city, not the geometry, the geography of this city actually
Both.
breaks down. Yeah, you know, a geometry too. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
it's super weird. Even though I'm in the same city, I almost feel like I'm walking through a foreign country.
Because this is where all the refugees of their country wound up.
Yeah, it's like, okay, you live in Chinatown, this is Japantown. Yes, it feels different.
Hey, lady,
Huh.
I don't believe we've met before.
Kid,
Are
you've got a
these-
deep-ass voice.
Yeah. Are these just random ninja
Yeah, she's
kids?
just meeting random Japanese kids.
Yeah, she's just like, well, I'm here. I might as well start doctoring the kids.
Yeah.
Ah, you fam.
This is very awkwardly posed, though.
Yeah, and it happened very quickly.
Like, she's got her hand on one of, like, the small of his back, and the other one's, like, leaning in on her chest, and it's like, you just met them. You are not, like, their aunt or something.
Dude,
What
why
happened?
is the girl like twice the height of the boy too? Their heads are roughly
Well,
the
he's
same
on his
size.
knees.
Is he?
Yeah, look.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, you're right. I didn't see the leg underneath the text.
Where is his hand going? Because I'm not sure what he's trying there.
I don't know.
Probably nothing, but it's awkward.
No, yeah,
awkwardly
I don't think he's
positioned.
doing anything.
Oh, I remember now. You're a doctor, aren't you,
That is way too deep a voice.
I
like
remember now. You're a doctor, aren't you?
I like the tiger carved into that door or whatever
Yeah,
part
it's
of the
actually
wall
really
paneling
nice.
is.
I noticed it too. Like the moment this started in.
A doctor? Cool.
I also like that they apparently have, like, at eye level, a sakura tree just sort of growing out of,
Well,
like,
it's-
the bridge
I
or
mean,
something.
the way that the camera is positioned, this could be from a completely different angle.
Well,
It might not be. At eye
It doesn't
level.
look... Look at the angle of, like, the
I know,
floor
I
and
know,
stuff.
I know, but some people don't do perspective correctly, so it's.
Oh,
like,
I
I'm
know.
just
I
saying.
don't do it correctly. I don't understand that
but my mom
completely.
said
It's
she's
just
been
it's
to your
weird that they
clinic
stuck
before.
some cherry
She got
blossoms
some
here.
medicine from
Yeah.
a pretty doctor with a panda in her hair.
That's what they're after.
A panda?
It's like, oh, you're the panda
Well, I
person.
suppose you're
That's
right.
worth
That's
money, right? Can we
probably me.
have that?
Yep, and you're pretty, so it has to be you.
This kid's voice is way too deep. It's really freaking me out.
Yeah,
The
a little
tiger
bit.
carved into the door, by the way, is fighting a dragon.
Oh, it is.
No, flattery will get you nowhere.
Let's get a door
Don't
like
make
that.
girls cry when you grow up, okay?
Those are easy doors to break through.
Well, we won't
won't do
install it on the wall.
I'm gonna be
It'll
an
just
amazing person
like
our
we'll put it
boss.
on the wall like it's a
Oh.
picture.
They're going to be an amazing person like their boss. I wonder who that is.
Did Bang pay these kids to try and make him look good?
I like the boss.
No, I think all of the kids might actually think that Bang is
The
their boss.
To be fair, everything about Bang is set up in a way that he
really
would
strong
be like
and
the
nice, too.
protector of children, superhero kind of guy.
He's the protector of children, but don't forget that when the librarian came and completely eradicated the country they were from, Bang was the one who was in charge of everything when it came to like evacuating the city,
Yeah,
protecting
that's true.
hostages. The only thing he turned back for and the only thing he stopped protecting hostages for was, holy shit, I need to go in and save the guy in charge of our country. Because he was his number one soldier. Like, he was the top of the fucking top ranks. And he jumps over the moat, busts through a window, and then fails to save him. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
So I'm betting he came back to this little, settlement that they started, and he literally just became the boss.
And when he talks the way that he talks because he's Bang, they don't notice it's weird because they think he's putting on a show for them.
And apparently he built this new town with his 55-inch nail.
I believe it, honestly. That explains why he's nail themed. I mean, he's not really
And
themed,
he's
but
just
like
a
it makes some
construction
more
worker.
sense.
He's a
Yeah.
construction ninja.
So the
It's
boss is our
fine.
hero.
Yeah. He builds the walls and then runs up them.
Yeah.
He must be an amazing person.
Yeah, and he looks really cool. It'd be great if you were
He
his
paid
guy.
these kids off. He
Maybe.
had to have paid these kids off.
Maybe, or maybe these children just legitimately feel this way, and it's very strange.
Again with the
It's
flattery.
possible
I really
that
am worried
he's
about your
sat
future.
around like, there's this lady with a panda in her hair. I'm gonna marry her someday.
I wonder when he'll be back.
And they're just
I want
wingmanning
you
out
to
of the
meet
goodness of their
already.
hearts.
Yeah. And then the deep-voiced kid turns back and lifts up a mask, and it's Bang in a child suit, and he winks at the camera.
Throws down a smoke bomb and takes off the disguise.
She's making cranes.
I hope your boss comes back.
It's
soon.
starting to feel like she wandered into town. These kids just sort of sat her down. Like, this was not her idea. They were like, hey, get over here.
Gee, it's all a misunderstanding.
We spend an equal amount of time praising and ridiculing him.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the ending?
Yeah, that was the
it?
ending. Yeah, that's it.
I thought there was going to be more. That wasn't
No.
Bang-centric.
No, that the first one is literally just Bang-centric, and that's mostly it.
It's just us shitting on the poor man. I like him. I really do.
Yeah, he's an interesting character, but boy, does he wind up in some really bad spots. It gets really easy to make fun of him.
It's what he's here for.
I mean, it is. Okay, so for this one, I think this is gonna wind up being near-ish where we want to be, but I'm not even sure. I'm gonna guess that it might be Ragna the Bounty. Because of how we do this, we're gonna do the first two normals this time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I don't know. Okay, so she's back in Orient Town. This
Yeah.
is where Ragna bought food.
He walks in from
Yeah.
off screen and no one. He doesn't give a shit at all.
Yeah.
Hey, isn't that him?
Yeah.
You
And
idiot.
people are like, oh no.
Excuse me.
Huh? You call me?
So I'm guessing it's going to be the second option this time.
No.
Oh.
It's going to be the first option.
I assumed that they put these in an order that would be true, and then normal 1 and then normal 2.
Nope. They
So weird.
flipped it around. I don't know why.
Ultra weird, whatever.
So it's, do you think I could ask you a few things?
Do you think I can have a moment of your time? I'd like to talk to you about a few things.
This is still easily
This is a
interpreted
religious
as her coming
solicitation?
on to him.
Save it for secrets.
So the third option is taken in a very particular way, and now the first option is taken in a very particular way.
Yeah, you especially don't want to preach to him. He's kind of a vampire.
Yeah, kinda. He might also be the devil, but we're not sure.
He's all the spooky thing.
I guess.
It's gonna turn out by the end of this that he's also a mummy and a ghost.
I mean, he might be a mummy and a
No,
ghost.
that's not
the
it.
black beast that he's supposed to also be is like a
the
weird dog
person on the
monster,
poster,
right?
Something like
He's
that.
a werewolf.
Sorta.
Huh? What are you,
It's a
vigilante?
werewolf, a vampire,
Sorry,
possibly
but I don't have time to deal
Satan.
with you.
She's like, hey, this is
Possibly.
you on the wanted poster, right? And he's like, nah, see
I'm
ya.
not trying to catch you, so don't worry. I haven't contacted the
Oh,
NOL either.
she's taking an approach where she's just trying to be honest. She's just gonna
Yeah,
be like,
Seems
hey,
like it.
my trash bag boyfriend full of bugs is going to eat you.
We're going to try to anyway, yeah.
You're an odd woman, but what the hell? So what do you want? I don't have much time.
It's just weird enough for him that he's fine with it. I mean, he is nice. This is no weirder than Tao being Tao.
Yeah.
Power?
Oh no.
When I simply nod, his expression changes. I didn't think he could scowl anymore, but
He's just getting angry.
he looks
Found out
bored
about this
here.
grimoire. It's best you forget what you saw here.
The actual expression on the art just made the eyes close slightly more.
Yeah, he doesn't look that scowly. You could get way angrier.
Yeah.
That's not it. I'm not the one after that power of yours.
Why does trouble
Azure,
have to follow
Azure,
me wherever I go? Don't give me that look. You're making me worried.
In Ragna's storyline, you meet Litchi really early on because he enters through the sewers and she's looking for Arakune. Remember?
Yes, I kind of do. Yeah. Because he takes the monorail and then winds up in the sewers and then walks his way up instead.
Yeah, so it's unusual that it's kind of going backwards this time.
A little bit. I think you fight Rachel very first in his thing every time, though. But
Yeah,
she
because
winds up
she-
showing up on the monorail.
Yeah,
with
she
him.
just shows up to bother him because of course she does.
Yeah.
Thanks.
She just goes up and is like, it's not like I like you or anything. And then her butler comes in and is like, just get away from him.
Yeah, just leave him alone.
Go have tea. But yeah, like, it's backwards. Like, she finds him while looking for Arakune in his story, and this time she's looking for him by way of trying to find Arakune.
Or
It's
something.
odd. It seems like he's willing to listen to what I have to say. I'd prepared myself for the worst, but he's actually much more polite than I was expecting.
He's not that polite, but he
He's
has
not
a way of
killing
being
her.
Yeah, he has a way of being polite while simultaneously acting like a jerk.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, at heart, but then the way he treats people is like, well, I don't know.
He's a
like
good
he
boy,
wants to
and
seem
he
like he's
can't-
bad. Like,
He can't let you get close because he's got a
The
bad
person chasing me
past.
was a
Or
bounty
something
named
like that,
Arachne.
Yeah.
He's been attracted by that power.
A lot of the characters in this have turned out to be good boys. Everyone but
What, is
Jean.
that it?
yeah,
That's not
kind
a
of.
problem. No one will complain of a bounty or two.
And the
dies,
girls, I
right?
guess, aren't good boys.
We'll just claim
And
self-defense
Carl.
and kill the bastard.
I just kind of blocked him from my mind.
Yeah.
You can't kill him.
Oh no.
What's with the sudden yelling? You're gonna give me a heart attack.
No? You're gonna be
I'm
fine,
sorry.
Ragna.
But you just can't kill Arach. You mustn't
Arach-
kill him.
Like, why would you
Arachne.
say it that
So
way?
you got your reasons.
You
huh?
don't normally say it that
Well, I
way.
guess
No.
I'll hear you out.
That bugs me so much when that
Explain
shows up
yourself
in
first and go from
voice
there.
acting.
A little bit.
Which isn't often. But when it does, it's like, you weren't trying to say that word. Why are you saying
Well, maybe that
word?
was his actual name. Maybe it starts with Iraq and then is something else.
Could be. That would explain why he has the name he does.
Yeah, and then his actual name is like a variation. Like maybe it's like Arakichi, and then it's like Arakune is what he is when he transforms.
Or something like that.
Or something
That's the
confusing.
situation. So if you meet him,
No, it's gonna turn out that his real human name was like garbage bag full of bugs and Stein, and then Arakune is just his online nickname.
Something like that, yeah. I like that she just comes in with, and that's the situation. We don't get to know that story. She has been a massive help when it comes to just like barfing exposition everywhere. But when it comes to Arakune, it's like fade to black, come back in. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to go through you have to go through Arakune's stuff
Yeah,
first to get her
yeah,
true
yeah,
ending. So it's assumed that you know it, I
Why
guess.
did I even decide to listen?
Yeah.
Or that you've played through as Ragna or something.
Or
So then you've
something.
seen Arakune and
Right,
Litchi,
alright,
so
I
you
get
kind
it,
of know what's
Sloan.
going on.
Give me that face.
Yeah.
If he has the nerve to show up in front of me, I'll beat him.
He
to a
will.
pulp.
You
Make
will.
Sure you're around to pick him up.
Yeah.
Oh, is he just saying follow
Yeah,
me
you're
around?
allowed to follow me. We can make a party, you fucking jerk.
I didn't mean to make you go out of your way.
Not like it matters. He's gonna jump me anyway, right?
Yeah, it's just... I like
But
that because
just
I
so
don't
you
think
know,
he
I'm not gonna help you
realizes that
find
that's
him,
what he
got it?
said.
If he tries
Yeah.
to kill me, I'll make him regret it. That's
It's
all.
like, if you show up to stop me from killing him, I won't kill him. It's like, oh, so I get to follow you around? It's like, Like, I don't think he realizes.
I don't know.
If you find him, please tell me where he is.
No, follow him.
Yeah, just go with him.
It'd be a lot easier.
Follow
to just
him and
beat the
annoy
crap out
him
of
and listen to him rant about ghosts and brothers.
So I'll be on my way.
Yeah.
He's really aggressive. But he certainly isn't a bad person.
He's a
He
good
doesn't
boy.
seem like the kind of guy that should be
Yeah.
on a wanted poster. Though I guess there's no use in me thinking about it.
Being polite doesn't invalidate the fact that he, like, destroyed some
He
libraries.
destroyed entire cities.
Ragna the Blood
Oh,
Edge?
hi.
Are you
Just
okay?
sort of cutting
he hurt you?
into the story
just
from nowhere.
Just slides in from off screen.
I mean, we knew she had to
Come on,
show up
baby.
at some point. She patrols.
My apologies.
Like, she patrols
I
the
know I
area
was trying to
and
love and
frequently does intersect with
You
Litchi
don't seem
Yeah.
harmed.
Yeah.
and
I
wants
need
to play with
chase
that
man,
panda.
so I'll excuse myself.
And is actively, like, searching for
Wait.
things that would eventually intersect with some of the other characters, but it's like she just sort of pops up behind her.
Yeah, she just kind of appears.
Something makes me stop the lieutenant before she runs off after Ragna. I know I didn't talk to him for that long, but I don't think he's really a bad person. And she takes her to the clinic and makes her put on cosplay.
Yeah, something like that anyway.
Besides, I've heard librarian soldiers stop at nothing to get what they want. If she goes after Ragna, it could throw the city into chaos. I can't let that happen.
Yeah, because she might pull out her guns and just open fire in this incredibly crowded place.
If you need something,
And-
could it wait till later?
I don't
I'm
know,
in a
it's-
hurry right now.
Giving Noel too much
I
credit.
need to stop her.
You
I
can
guess.
you can stop Noel from doing things by insulting her boobs.
You could stop Noel from doing things by introducing her to a tiny panda.
You could stop Noel from doing things by showing her her own reflection in the mirror.
Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have it written down that we want to go with the first option, right?
Uh-huh.
But nothing takes the second option.
That's always so weird.
Like, this is one of those ones where it's got another dead end.
But they have, like, endings, but they aren't counted as endings.
Yeah, and it's weird.
And there's a bunch just all over the board that we haven't done because of that.
The wiki says 100% you were supposed to choose the first one to get this ending,
Mm-hmm.
but the wiki also makes mention that in this particular option, going down this ending, if you select this, you have to fight Noel, and if you win, it's counted the same as if you selected the first option.
So we're doing it so that there's another fight?
If we want to, we could have another fight here.
I don't see why not. Like, we're just
Yeah,
looking at
we
dialogue.
can do it, that's
What do you
fine.
mean? You want to let that wanted
Like,
criminal
us
Ragna
just sort
do
of
romance
talking
he
over
pleases?
text boxes is only so amusing for so long.
Yeah.
You gotta break it up a
I
little.
know.
I've been keeping an eye on Ragna, but he didn't seem like the type to initiate anything.
She's just
I'm not
pulling a
asking you to
ruse, I
let him go.
guess.
Could you at least wait until he's out of town? Look around you.
No, I guess that's... I thought she was gonna be like, well, I'm keeping an eye on him, so you're not needed here, officer. It's like, no, she's just being honest. Okay.
Yeah. You want to read that, or?
Oh. Litchi signaled Noel to look around.
Oh, you know what? Actually, that's a narrator thing. I probably should have done that. I'm sorry.
You know what? Yeah.
Litchi signaled Noel to look around.
Hey, she's
Why
from the
is it
library.
a narrative?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I heard her
weird.
yell Ragna out loud.
Oh, you probably... That would cause a panic.
Yeah.
It's like yelling fire.
Still, I've been ordered to capture the criminal on sight.
Hmm.
I don't have time to be standing
Wait,
around.
Is she
if
not
I'm
here for
hurried.
Jean this time? This seems like a sidetrack.
It's, in the original ending for Noel, they give her the instructions that she is supposed to go after Jean, but if she sees Ragna, she should go after Ragna as well. He's just not top priority. She's not looking for Ragna, but if she sees him, she should probably stop him. yada yada.
Yeah, but that just means that Gene gets to go off and be Gene. He needs to not.
More or less, yeah.
What you're doing right now is an obstruction of justice. As an
Don't
NOL
worry,
officer,
Litchi,
I
those
can't let
guns
that
only
slide.
shoot about a foot ahead of her.
Yeah, that's not fair. Sometimes she shoots like 10 feet ahead of
You
her.
continue to
That's
interfere with
true.
my
But it
She's
only
gotta
hits
build her
right
meter.
there. If
You're
you're
his
right in front of her, it
accomplice.
won't hit her.
So
Don't
weird.
worry, yeah.
All you've been talking about are your orders. Is following your superior's commands all you can do?
It's what she's paid to do.
I'm placing you
I feel like
under
that's
arrest
not fair
for
to
treason
her.
against the NOL.
Like, the
Officer,
rules
I'm
exist for
prepared
a
to be
reason.
judged.
Sometimes when you say things like that to Noelle, though, she winds up breaking down and she's like, what? Oh no, oh gosh, oh jeez.
That's true. It's a really good way to psych her out.
It's a really good way to break her concentration and make her
Is
stop
there
doing shit.
nothing that, like, doesn't bother Noelle?
I guess not. Everything bothers Noelle.
Which is interesting. That she is absolutely the most scattered and fragile person, has been given the level of authority and power that she has by the government that she works for, but with the understanding that she's not going to ever, like, she's never going to disobey. She is the perfect little
Basically.
soldier despite being made of spaghetti.
Yeah.
And that's a really interesting thing that I know she's probably not gonna overcome, because, like, she's supposed to turn into new,
Or something,
or
yeah.
whatever the fuck is going on there, or she was new, or can be new.
Something like that, yeah.
But, like, it's just... I like the idea of her eventually, like, growing a spine over the course of the plot.
Did she say hands off the panda?
I thought I heard something like that.
Yeah.
Can you get it to happen again?
I don't know if I can.
Yeah.
There it was again. I think it's Noelle saying it.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, when she does her 10-foot shot. That's so weird.
Yeah. What? I'm not doing it anymore. She's just yelling it like
She just wants the...
she really wants your
That's
hands
the
off that
key.
panda.
That's the key to her freedom from her weird everything going on with Noelle. If you give her the courage to get that panda, she can take down the world.
Hands off the panda.
It's like you just shut up, Noelle. Here's some magic guns that control your brain and a mirror where you're spooky in the mirror. And then on the other side, here's a panda. You get to choose, and we trust you. And she runs straight for the panda, and new never happens.
Yeah. And
She'll
Noelle just
likely
takes off.
return with more people from the librarian, but I suppose I'll worry about it then. That was quite a ruckus.
Just
but I
throw
guess
your
that
panda
settles
at
things
her,
for
it'll be
now.
fine.
I should head home for today. But what about him?
Yeah, I'm glad we
Maybe
chose
I'll
the
try
optional
Kaka
battle
plan
because we got to
tomorrow.
hear the,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
voice clip.
Lately. I haven't stopped by in a while, so it might be a nice change.
Just- Okay,
You're just
yeah.
gonna walk down into town. Well,
Gonna
we've
go hang
already
out with Tao,
fought
I guess.
Tao. It's not gonna come up again. But like we're just walking this like, hey kitties, any of you gotten eaten lately? Cool, okay, I'm gonna go over here figure that out.
Yeah.
The moment I arrive at the Kaka village, I head straight for the kittens. I come by the village every so often to teach them.
Yay!
Teach
Run away,
them what, like how to
everyone!
read and stuff? It's very sweet.
Yeah.
Teach them not to
Yay,
claw the
run
furniture.
away.
She's gonna make it stop.
Oh yeah, yeah. She's been teaching them
Yeah.
like how to count each other.
They're like, oh no, not intelligence. Run.
They have to be able to count each other so that they can report to her when any of them are gone and how many have been eaten.
Something like that.
They run in circles around me, yelling, "Run away!" They don't really hate to study. They're just playing around. They're just so adorable.
Okay, settle down, everyone. Don't worry, I'm not here to make you study today.
Do it anyways. They need education. It's important.
They're actually disappointed that they don't get to
Yeah.
get taught.
Because, like, I mean, they're really little. It would probably consist of her reading a book to them.
Or something,
fun.
yeah.
Or bringing them, like, apples and telling them to count the apples and then they get to eat them.
We won't run, so teach
So
us,
letting them play with the panda.
please.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone, but
They're
I'm
so
here to speak
cute.
with the elder today.
The elder?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the elk.
I guess
Yeah, the
there's no
elder.
helping that.
That's like the one other Kaka member that has like a picture.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what it is we can't help. Oh, well,
You can't help with the
play with
kitten
Cow instead.
eating garbage bag. Disappointed with what I have to say, the kittens run off to play somewhere else.
And possibly with Tao, where they'll get eaten by Arakune because nobody's watching them close enough.
Because
Maybe-
Tao will not watch them
Maybe
close.
in that giant lizard boiling pot. I'm not sure.
Where did they get that
It's
lizard?
nice to see
That's a
energetic.
Did they just
children.
live down here? Are they just sewer gators or something?
Maybe.
Could be.
Looks like it's supposed to be like a salamander, like a dried salamander.
Like,
hope he
librarian
doesn't try to attack the
officers
village
like to
again.
get these trendy pets,
better
and they
hurry
get too
to
big, they flush them. And they come down
I was
here.
kind of assuming that they're like RPG monsters that are just hanging out, like
I guess.
Long time
crawled
no
in
see,
from the
Elder.
miasma
How
desert.
have you been?
Oh, we haven't seen this background before, have we?
No, I think this is unique. Yeah, I
Is
think
that
this
like
is
is that a Monster Rancher disc in the back?
it looks like it, yes.
Kind of. We got some masks over on the
there's
side.
one mask that looks suspiciously dog-like.
It does.
Yeah, there's a lot of really weird masks going on, and then just that big Monster Rancher disc.
Oh, it's been too long.
And the fireplace looks a little like
I've
a
been
paw
doing
print.
Just fine, thanks to you.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I really
What
like
can
this
I help
elder.
you with
In general, just this design is a variant of the other designs. That the hood is sagging.
She's got a big zipper that's a fish.
Yeah, and like the zipper kind of follows the contour of the robe as it like flumps on the ground.
Yeah, all the way down to the bottom.
They put a lot of fun
It's regarding
contours
him
and
again.
curves into the way this
Has
character
there been any
looks.
casualties
Like this
Yeah.
character
lately?
is like a pile of laundry, but in a fun way, because there's a cat inside.
I think there's some fishing hooks or lures at the very least hung up on that string going
Yeah,
through the
they
thing.
kind of look like lures.
Maybe. I can't
They
quite
could be
tell.
a million other
Yeah.
things.
I like that the Kaka clan is so close to like felines from Monster Hunter, but nowhere near them at the same time.
Yeah.
Like if a feline stayed a feline until it was a certain age and then grew up into an adult that's just a human being.
it seems he's settled down.
Are
for
we
the time
factoring this
being.
into our Monster
Hasn't
Hunter
he?
World
No,
stream?
no, thank you.
Considering that our feline is named Tao, are we just
Yeah.
assuming she's going to grow up into real
No,
Taokaka?
I don't think so.
That's good to hear. I will come up with a countermeasure for him as soon as possible. So if you can,
Could you just give them
Just be
bug
alert.
spray? Would that keep him away?
Maybe.
Understood.
Like, it wouldn't hurt
Is
him
that all you
specifically
wanted to
so
tell
much
me?
as just annoy him because the bugs are being repelled.
I don't know, maybe.
no.
I don't know. I
Need to
mean,
give you a
they're
progress
special
report on the research you
boundary
requested.
bugs. They might not care.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Yeah. In exchange for researching the problems in her village, the elder has agreed to provide me with information about Arakune.
Okay.
As opposed to just killing him? Because otherwise it's beneficial either way.
I mean, that it could be, or it could be that, like, while Litchi's doing this stuff with her, village or whatever, the elders agreed to send people out just to research Arakune.
Oh, okay, so like scouts. That
Yeah,
would be
or
a
something like
risk.
that.
That would be a risk to take.
To some extent.
And you can't send Tao, because Tao will just kick him. The village's problem. There are only a few males, and the population of the town has never been more than 100 or so. That's exposition we've never gotten before.
Yeah, no, this is brand new.
Litchi is great for exposition.
Yeah.
The elder worries that the village may disappear completely someday, and so she's asked me to look into it. The Kaka clan isn't just a bunch of run-of-the-mill beastmen. They're biological weapons left over from the Great War. Is that part of the secret of this village? Well, you know it, so if it's a secret, you should know if it's a secret.
So they're not just normal beastmen, they're biological weapons.
That's been mentioned before, right?
I feel like part of it has, but I don't think it's ever been laid out so easily.
Yeah, like it's been vague. It's been like, oh, Tao is descended from a weapon or something.
Yeah, and specifically, I think they point at Jinbei, who
Jubei?
Yeah, Jubei. Sorry, what did I call him?
Jinbei? Is that a
yeah,
character?
No, it isn't. Jubei, who shows up in the Kaka village sometimes, and it's like, oh, whenever he shows up, people get excited and they celebrate that he's there, or something, and that he's the one who founded the village? Question mark. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, like he's
in her
the
story mode, she was talking
grand
about that stuff.
patriarch or
Something
something.
like that. Yeah.
See.
Or the cool
And what are
grandpa,
your
I
thoughts
guess.
on the matter?
Yeah.
Similar concept sometimes.
Similar.
Based on the results, there's no denying the fact that it's a device tempered to maintain a population of 100.
Oh, so that they didn't have like 1,000,000 living weapons running. Because cats?
Yeah.
Feral cats?
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
So there's some kind of device set up to maintain their population at exactly 100 or less.
It's an automatic genetic spaying.
Something like that.
By the statistics.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because otherwise there would be so many of these guys that they'd be clogging up the sewers.
Oh, okay. So if it actually drops down significantly, that 100 group immediately has access to asexual reproduction.
Are we talking the way like whiptail skinks do it, where it just kind of activates a clone?
I'm gonna guess that it activates self-fertilization in the form of like cloning, with possibly light genetic mutations,
as opposed to them just sort of mitosising.
Yeah, which means that they are really good weapons. Because that means that not only do you have the added benefit of there are never too many of these weapons hanging around, if for some strange reason they take heavy damage during an actual fight, but it's a long haul fight, they can asexually reproduce to get their numbers back.
Yeah. On the other hand,
so unless there is a phenomenon
that's not enough cats.
Wipe out the entire
population, it would be all over the fucking place, yeah.
Like, I feel like there could be more than 100 of them. That would still be reasonable.
Yeah, probably. Maybe they're meant to exist as squadrons, so it's 100 per city, and then they pull cats out of it for the war, and then the cats that are left over are expected to bring their numbers back up to 100 so that they can reach in and pull more out later on.
Yeah, like maybe there's separate clans that are just separate genetic pools, and they can just be trotted out for war purposes.
Yeah.
So
and maybe the other ones are different
I guess we have
colors
no
or
choice
something.
but to slowly disappear into the flow.
Maybe there's another clan of them that have like blue hoodies instead of yellow.
Something like that,
As I have mentioned before, even if your population drops for whatever reason, it will be restored automatically.
Could it restore from a drop to 1?
Maybe, but it would probably take a while.
Yeah, because I'm assuming genetic diversity isn't an issue because they're weapons.
Been forsaken by God. All the children that are born
I find it strange that the living bred weapons have a belief in a higher power.
I mean, if anyone should believe in an intelligent design, it's the intelligently designed thingies.
Also, this is a weird way of looking at it. All the children that are born anew are nothing more than copies of those who passed away.
I mean, their personalities are different, I assume.
We are essentially one entity. 100
I mean,
of us
you think
are
for
like
yourself,
one
clearly.
being. A single human being will always die.
I feel like this elder's just depressed.
There are some minor differences among your race. That doesn't change the fact that you've been cloned from a single organism.
Okay, so they exist as clones that are very similar to one another, I guess.
They're already clones, so they're cloning
clone.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Reason,
like there would never be a wider gene pool.
Race.
Yeah.
But I believe we can reduce that risk through genetic alteration.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna add some extra Y chromosomes
Are you gonna ask
to the pool?
Are you gonna ask Kokanoe to do it?
So we must
There's a really good chance that Kokanoe just has like a switch she can press on a machine and it just zaps out another 100 of these.
Something like that, yeah.
The elder's words weigh heavily on my mind. It sounds as though she's prepared to watch her kind go extinct. Perhaps my mission is simply to delay that day as long as possible. Now, your mission is to go get that garbage bag full of bugs.
Yeah, go collect your garbage bag boyfriend.
So soon, are you?
You deserve better, but still better than Bang also.
Yeah.
But not Ragna, he's a bit young for you, and also Carl and Jean would be younger than that.
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough for teaching those kittens. You have done more
Lychee and Tager is the only valid ship as far as I'm concerned, and they don't even like each other that much.
I like the concept that, like, even though all of the cats are identical here, if outside help continues to assist them in the way that Litchi is, eventually they might get a Kaka who's smart enough to teach the others, and then they could become a flourishing, like, civilization that is on par with everything else, unlike what the librarian clearly wanted of them.
Yeah, although, I mean, there would still only be 100 of them.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's... If there's 100 of them that are as intelligent as Litchi, then it
then
could
maybe
come out
one of
pretty
them
good.
could spawn some more from somewhere.
Maybe all of them could work together to fix this problem.
One of them could find Jubei and clone him a few more times or something.
We have no right to stop you or anything.
Yeah, something like that.
No, I don't intend to go anywhere. Orient Town is my home now.
Oh.
It also kind of sounds like she wasn't necessarily on super good terms with Kokonoe, so going back wouldn't work so well.
Yeah.
This
so
is
that
great.
I think that's Tao, by the way. Like the one that she... Oh, no, maybe that's just a kitty.
They're
No.
all small.
Yeah, it's just a kitten. She's pulling the hood off of that one, and it still just looks like that.
That's fine, I guess, if that's just what they're like.
Also, the panda's freaking out.
Oh, down in the corner, you can see the elder took her mask off, and she also just has that face.
Yeah, I guess they all just have that face. There's a lot of them down there, actually.
Oh, yeah. They may have their hoods off, or is that just an artistic representation?
I think that's just an artistic representation. You can still see ears and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that because they are all basically exactly Tao, that when they swarm her like this, they are doing it the same way that Tao does it.
Oh, they're going straight for the chest, as you can see right there.
Which is pretty
obvious.
obvious.
Why does that one get goggles? It's
because
adorable.
that's the coolest fucking cat there.
That was a good one. They're all... Look at her panda. He's really upset.
No, I said look at her panda.
He's
like
so,
the first thing
he's
I
so
said.
pissed off.
Her hand is a little awkward, but that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, hands are awkward in a lot of positions. They probably reference that from a photo, but then it's like no matter how closely you follow a reference of a hand photo, like, you are going to, like, end up with a weird mandragora by the end of it, and you have to stylize. But you gotta pick how you stylize so you can preserve the angles, and hands are hard, guys.
It's a pain in the butt. Okay, so we're gonna do the verses that we typically do.
Yep.
I feel like this was kind of a long episode.
I don't know. Seemed about the same as anything.
Yeah.
Who's being Litchi?
Up to you. Would you like to be Litchi?
I don't mind.
You
do you have a person you'd rather be?
Well, you can be Litchi and I'll be Bang. How does that sound?
All right.
Wait, didn't we do that last week? Maybe we should swap. So we don't, get stale or nothing.
Although we've done a lot of Bang, and I haven't been.
Okay,
neither of us have
you
been
can be Tao if you
lately.
want to.
I feel like that's a good idea because we just keep wanting to make fun of the Litchi and Bang thing.
All right.
Taokaka.
So we'll just.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
We'll just sort of avoid the Litchi and Bang thing because it's already been slathered on
It's
thick.
pretty obvious.
And literally no one would complain about more Taokaka.
No, I don't think anybody would anyway.
Yes, I'm coming.
I'm monochrome.
Yeah, you are, and I'm intense colors.
You're dramatic shading.
Yeah, dramatic Litchi.
Also, Taokaka is real easy to win with.
Yeah, well.
Like, I haven't played Tao in a while, and like I still kind of know what I'm doing with her. There we go.
Okay.
Nice. She's so mobile. It helps so much with everything. I mean, I'm not good at aiming her.
Oh, fuck me. I forgot.
Oh, that one's super specific.
Yeah, I forgot that that was the really specific one.
Good fucking luck with that thing.
Oh, damn it.
Nice.
Oh, damn it. I even busted out the big shield.
I keep forgetting there even is a big shield.
Yeah, me too.
I keep forgetting like half of her moves, and because the other half I can use just so easy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did she have, like, a unique voice clip?
She said something like almost Tao or something like that.
Maybe, yeah. It's just so easy to infinite combo you.
Not as easy as it's gonna be. Oh, good.
Well, we're tied.
Yeah.
I am a little sad about the fact that there's only ever literally 100 of these guys.
Yeah, it's a
and
little
that
depressing.
also implies that, like we were talking about, oh, well, maybe there's other squads of 100 or something.
Yeah.
Like, no, it seems like that's just it. But, like, man, how about I just make a fan fiction about there being more than one clan?
If you really want to, I don't think anybody would, like, judge you too hard for it, but
Well, I
that's your
don't have
choice.
the time to actually make one, but we'll pretend I did. And the other clan are, like, I'm gonna say they're, themed after a different kind of cat. Like, maybe they're long-haired. So they're like Maine Coons. And they're like extra fluffy. That's all I got so far.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh no, how am I gonna get out of that? No.
Not yet. Great wheel.
No!
You actually kind of stopped it. Holy shit. I don't know how you did that. That was my
lady.
asteroid. What did you even do?
I mean, I held back to guard at first and then thought about, like, maybe I'm in the right position to not need to because of range. And I just kind of hit.
I could have killed you. I was holding out for the meter.
Do you
want to
do it again?
No, that's fine. We're going to do this next week anyway.
That's true. I might not be Taokaka.
Final thoughts?
I really appreciate how much exposition Litchi is given.
Yeah.
And in general, Kokonoe is like an amazing character for me. Like, I just like seeing her. She hasn't shown up here, but
she hasn't.
Tangentially connected to Litchi. So, like, I'm really interested in the whole Litchi and Kokonoe and Tager and Arakune thing in terms of, can you just give us some cool anime science?
Well, I like that we got as much exposition as we did, and we got more information about the Kaka clan and a lot of other Kagetsuchi stuff. That's
like,
all I was gonna say.
Why was all of this hidden here in this? And also, her story mode's a little different from the others, so it's just kind of.
It's designed a little differently.
Thank you for the exposition, but why was it so strange to find it here?
It probably was the first one that they had set up or something like that.
Maybe.
It's fine.
I don't know.
Anyway, good night, everybody.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Have a good week.
And brush your teeth.